In today's digital era, our lives are flooded with short form content, with bite sized videos and tweets to quick articles, memes. Obviously, this content has its place in our fast paced world, but it's important to recognize the negative impact it can have on our attention spans. On the contrary, long form content offers a deeper and more fulfilling experience. It's capturing and it's maintaining our attention. This long form content fosters engagement, it cultivates long-time watchers, and it's why we watch movies, it's why we watch TV series, it's why we read books. Short form content is like candy. Quick dopamine hits, not much nutritional value. On the other hand, long form content is more like food from your favorite restaurant. Food from our favorite restaurant, it fills us up, it leaves us satisfied, and it makes us coming back for more. I've always been better at making food here on YouTube than I have been at making short form content, which is why my podcasts are always longer form, more engaging, more about you, the viewer. And if you've clicked this video, know that you're about to see a live deep dive on viewer images. I have viewers that have been watching me for 2 years that have been growing in photography and leveling up to the next level. I have to tell you, I have my own work critiqued by people who I trust and people that I respect. I have coaches that mentor me and help me get to the next level with my creative career. And that's what I do here for you on YouTube for free. All you needs to do is tune in and watch, and better still, which will help even more, join my Discord so you can submit photos, so you can have your pictures reviewed, so I can help you get to the next level. Welcome everybody who's tuned in live. Welcome Josh, welcome Vicky, welcome Julie. I hope you guys are feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling great on this fantastic Thursday afternoon. We have lots of photos to review, so let's get right into it with some live photo reviews. Many of the times when you're on YouTube looking for photography content, you're hoping like, yo, just give me the info. What I do is I want to meet you. I want to learn about what type of photography that you do, what type of photography gets you excited. What are you trying to niche into? Are you trying to be a pro? Are you trying to just get better at photography? Whatever it is that you're trying to do with your camera, I'm here to help. And it starts with photo critiques, which I do once a week. Let's get into some photography from my actual brother, big brother Les Carty, with some photos from his garden. My brother is growing the food, and we have some lovely strawberries. Les, this is shot with your phone, so I want you guys to note, if you are watching at home, that this is a phone photo, which is why their proportions up and down seem to be a little bit off. My brother shoots with a Samsung. He also shoots with a Canon and a 50mm, but I don't limit the type of photography that you submit. If you want to submit an iPhone photo, if you want to submit an Android photo, I'm more than fine with it. I'm more than happy to do a review for you. All right, let's get into this picture. Les, it's dope. I like the monochromatic. Let's go, Preston. I'm glad you're here. I like the monochromatic. I love the green back here and the green down here. Obviously, you have some brown pieces, which makes this not quite as exciting a flick, especially the dead stem and the dead stem here. When you're choosing strawberries to shoot, just make sure that they're as perfect as they can be, and then that gives you, I guess, a better chance to create really perfect photographs. So this is a dope shot, Les. I know you have more. I'm going to get into them right now. Second picture, this is a raspberry. I feel the same thing about this particular photo as well, big bro. I think because you're selecting a branch that has too much brown and not enough of the main subject, which is this like poppy raspberry, because this raspberry isn't quite red enough, because the overall picture is a bit light. You can see the highlight here and the highlights here. I almost feel like exposure you could drop into the negatives, possibly half a stop. And then again, overall, if you're choosing a better branch where you have better berries, it's gonna just look better. You can't help but get an amazing shot if you pick the right stem. So that is 2 cents in a bag of chips on that one, big bro. Let's get into another. If you guys are tuned in live, I appreciate you. Everybody who tunes in here live, whether you are close to me in Canada, you hear how I say it? In Canada, or if you're far away in the United States of America, in Europe, in South America, wherever you are, thank you so much for clicking this video. Thanks for hanging out with us. We have an amazing community here, and you're soon going to see the talent of the photographers that submit. All right, we got another photo from my big brother Leslie here. This one's much better, my bro. I like this a lot better. You can see in just choosing a better stem, you're already winning. This picture isn't quite as large as the other. But it looks like this picture might have been shot with your Canon and a 50, just based on the depth of field, seeing how shallow the depth of field is in here and how tight this focus is. And also your proportions here look very much like it's an 8x12 proportion, or a 4x6, or a 2x3. The berries, great choice. I like this a lot. This is a better stemless. This for me is an 11. It's much stronger than the first picture. The only thing I'm asking for is perhaps a larger image. And lastly, try to just make sure that you're not clipping the bottom of the leaf here. And if you are going to cut it here and get right in here, because that's what's going to end up happening when you're on Instagram, is you're going to end up cutting that leaf. I think in you trying to include it, it ended up dropping your subject matter right in the center of the composition. And I think that you could have offset this simply by putting your subject up here, down here, and then that wouldn't have an issue with the leaf. I hope that's helpful on that one, big bro. Let's look at another. Again, it's like they keep getting better. Each time each submission is better. Each picture just gets a little bit better. This is another one. I like this quite a lot. The placement here, Les, I also want you to watch the fact that it's dropped again almost right in the center. I like this berry up here, although I feel like it's too close to the edge. Seeing a bit of the house behind here is a little bit distracting. I like these berries down here. The depth of field is a great thing. I think you might have been able to rotate that way, hit it a little bit more from that direction, avoid seeing the house, and then have a little bit more fullness as a background for this. But again, this one I like a lot. Stronger than the first one. Stronger than the first one. Stronger than the first one. I'm happy that these are progressing the way that they are. By the way, guys, if you want to join my Discord, that's the only way that you can submit these photos. Jump in my Discord. Hey, look at this handsome fella. Jump in my Discord. The description of the video that you're watching right now has the Discord link, and everybody who is watching right now can literally say the Discord link by memory and post it right there in chat. All right. All right, Leslie, killing it here. Let's look at Les's last photo, which is his best photo. It's like you post these in order, my guy. Let's go. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stepping it up. This is really great, my big bro. This is the first one that I would show as a cover, just because I think this really has cover potential. Let's look at this as the cover of Behind the Picture magazine. Les, this is the same photographer. This is the same photographer. I'm going to say this is the same photographer that submitted this photo, my guy. And I want you to see the difference as to when you're shooting with your SLR and when you're shooting with your Samsung. You can see just the quality difference. I'm appreciating the fact that you submit photos no matter what. You submit photos and you shoot photos, whether you're shooting with your pro camera or with your phone. But this is just so much more better, so much next level, so much higher end, less. Like, this is a great shot. All right. Big brother Les. I mean, what a difference, right? Like, Les, the last picture clearly is the best one. I don't think you need me to tell you that the last shot is the best one. I think everybody who's watching right now can agree that the last one is the best one. We have a few more shots from my bro and some really great detail shots, which we're going to go through. But before we get into that, I just want to remind you, I'm on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. It's just my name on Instagram, Steve Carty. Just say, hey, look at me, Steve Carty. Follow me on Instagram. And also, if you like this kind of content and if you want to be involved with these live streams, you have to subscribe. Subscribing is free. I have a subscribers only chat situation happening here. So subscribe and then you get notified when I go live and then you can hang out and talk with us. All right, let's look at some more shots from my big bro. This is a wheel coming out of plastic. It's almost an unboxing. It's a super interesting photo. Les, again, this is one of those ones where I think you shot it with your pro camera, although it's not large enough. What I need is, I'm not sure if you have Lightroom or a way to resize your photos, but what we're looking for is 4,000 pixels on the wide, and then by whatever, just do 4,000 by nothing, and it'll do the right proportion, and then at 100 DPI, and then that'll allow it so I can enlarge this photo and actually check the focus. When I enlarge this photo now, you can see I'm losing resolution because I'm not really enlarging it. I'm just zooming in the browser. Compositionally wise, Les, this is cool. I would have rather you take this out of the box because seeing that there's a box here makes it so you're taking a photo, and what I'm trying to get you to do is be making a photo. So if the rim is your subject, take it out of the box, take it out of the plastic, put it in a place, and if this is the top-down perspective that you want, do this same perspective, but make what's around here also interesting. Make that a textured floor, and then get up on a stool so you're not cutting the circle. Get up on a stool so you're able to capture the whole thing, and then now you're not what I call taking a picture, you're now making a picture. And making pictures is what we are trying to do. Everybody with an iPhone is taking pictures. We're trying to make them. All right, my guy, that is another photo from Leslie. Thank you for submitting, my guy. Let's get into the rest of this set because there are quite a few, and I know there's lots of people who've submitted. So let's rock through this. This is the undercarriage of this car. I mean, again, this looks more like a phone shot just based on the depth of field. I think the more that you can shoot, Preston, let's go, my guy. I think the more that you can shoot with your pro camera, the happier that you're going to be with your photography, for sure. This one's straighter. I can see, again, just because of the distraction, I feel like this is making this picture for me a little bit busy. Again, it's because of all the elements that are happening as well in this photo. All the elements meaning the windows, meaning the plastic around the tire, meaning this, the bolts. Like there's so much stuff that, I mean, really, I want you to just zero in on this. And I would just wait for this shot to be, or this car to be finished, or shoot the rim off the car. It's just, to me, it's definitely, it documents what you're doing with the car. I would just like to see more of an art shot. This is a great detail shot, great technical detail shot. Obviously, showing the install of these brakes. There's things that are distracting for me, like the boxes here, the battery here, these boxes here, that paper. Although I don't mind these, the blue, the leading line, the clamp on the hose, and seeing all this. It's just about trying to take everything out of the frame that doesn't need to be there. If I just hide my camera, you can see if we somehow didn't see this in the shot, and if we somehow didn't see this in the shot. So it's like, how do we capture the main meat of this photo without having distractions? Nice reflection, cool lines, cool leading lines. Again, it's like, I'm not sure here if you're shooting your reflection or if you're shooting this gentleman who is obviously working here for you. Not sure what you're shooting, because I see this as a main thing. I see the car in the background and he's cut off. I think if you took one step back or one step to the side this way, you would be able to get that reflection, and also not cut this guy off less. All right. And then we're back at the front. So, Les, those are photos from Big Bro. My favorite for me is this opening shot here, Les. I think that this is the best shot of the bunch, but I feel like if you just, it's hard because you're working. It's hard to like slow down and actually do photography. And I know that you're doing this to submit, but just take your time. And also, the car photography that you end up doing when this stuff is done is also very amazing. So I know what you're capable of. Try to bias yourself towards shooting with your pro camera more than your phone, because it makes such a difference, my guy. I hope that helps. That is some photography from Leslie Carty. All right, Angels JPEG, also known as Angelica, is a Ryerson student. She is a photographer, she is a viewer, and she has some photographs taken during the Mississauga Music Fest. So let's get into some photos from Angels JPEG, also known as Angelica. Well played, Angelica. This is really, really good. As far, like, listen, I know that you're an editorial shooter. I know the type of photography that you want to do. I know the type of photography that you're trying to get into. Let's go. Way to go, Vicky. Thank you for that. I know that that's what you're trying to get into. Understanding how to shoot live, understanding how to capture things as they're happening, where you have no second chance and you need to get it perfect. You nailed it with this photograph. Like, this is absolutely banger. Absolutely banger. I'm very, very happy with this. I think Taylor Swift is having a conniption. Look at her. She loves it so much. I'm very happy with this. You should be thrilled with this photograph. It's absolutely an 11. Absolutely. Wow. All right. That's the first photo from our girl, Angelica. Jeez, what else does she have for us? You guys curious? By the way, I'm wearing the Carty Crew shirt today because this is like to honor you guys, the OG Carty Crews, the ones who hang out with me during my live streams, the ones who hang out, submit photos. I'm rocking this because this is for you. You guys are the crew, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. All right, let's get into. Oh, by the way, you guys control my stream. Not only is chat down here, so every message that you see is there. If you say something special, I can do that if you say something special, and I can keep it here for like a little bit longer. But the things that are amazing is you guys can now control chat. You can do, well, you guys know, you can do good vibes, you can do high quality content, you can time warp me. There's so much fun stuff. And I mean, come on now. It's just too fun. It's just too fun. All right. So, another photograph from Angelica. Angelica, your first angle, I love. Like, I think your first angle, this first frame that you submitted, is so spot on. This is a better, or I'm going to say a different angle. I feel like I prefer your first angle. I think the first angle is for sure um is really strong. I just closed that photo, so let me go and open that photo again. So this first photo, Angelica, to me is the bee's knees. This one now, which is literally the same band, just from a different angle. Once you're hitting this from a different angle, as you are here, as you are here, you can see now some of the distractions open up, seeing the monitors in the background. Like, to me, this is something that's taking my eye away from him, where on the first photo, there is nothing that's taking us away from him. It's just him. And in fact, the way that you have the light flares just coming in on him, all of this like leads your eye. The guitar, the strings, his legs, everything leads you up to this guy. And obviously this flute, the clamp, the mic stand, everything leads you to him. It's just that, like, this is the angle. And then when you're on this shot, you can see now it's sort of now a different battle, where now I'm fighting distractions. My biggest distraction is here, my next is here, then it's the guitar. The mic stand in the foreground is kind of fighting and taking my eye from him. There's an amp down here that's like, it starts to be like my eye is just dancing around, and these lights become more distractions than they become accents. Also, there's a little bit top heaviness in this photo. You can see as a cover it's okay, but you could also push up just a bit and show just a little bit more of the stage, possibly even cut out that row of lights up here. Again, just thoughts, but I know you probably get 3 songs, you have to move around. There's other people who want that perfect spot that you had in the beginning. It's tricky. So I think you did a great job. But I also think it's a great learning experience for you. And of course, here you're dealing with motion and motion blur, I'm sure, because you do motion blur a lot. I know you do motion blur a lot. There's a reason for it, and it shows movement, and I appreciate it. I think when it comes to live photography, this technique isn't really done, because you lose what we call brand identity, or band identity. You lose brand. Wow, I didn't know I could do that. You lose brand identity. And because this brand, which is this guy, because we don't now know who that is, because of that, now it's like it could be anybody. And the monitor in the background blending on top of him, the dude in the background, the fact that there's another guy layered behind, to me, like, if you look at your 3 shots and look at this is a cover of a music magazine. This is a publishable photo. This is an outtake, And this is not a pick. I think with your fashion photography, this type of motion works because you're able to have non-distracting backgrounds, and still see the model a bit. But with a band where you're not able to direct them live, it's very difficult. So I think you did a great job. I think it's clear that this first photo is your 11. And for you, clearly, this is the one that is your best photo. I hope that helps everybody who's watching. I hope these critiques help. All right. Jay Preston, also known as Preston Kirby, I am imagining. This is a banger. Preston, also Mr. The size of the photos that you're submitting is a factor because I can't enlarge them without really seeing like the quality fall apart. When you are in Lightroom, make this width 4,000 pixels and then by whatever height, and then at 100 DPI. That will make it less than 8 megs, and will make it so I can click and these pictures are massive. You can see the difference as when we look at one of Angelica's photos. I click it, it gets like lots of big. That's the whole idea, so I can actually really check the focus. Even Angelica's could be just a touch bigger. All right, let's get into Preston. This is a great capture. This looks like a Beatles tribute band. I like the lines, although I really want to see his hand. Like his hand on the pic, I think is an important element. So this is one of those situations where I'd want you to like back up just a bit so you can see a little bit more of that guitar and a little bit more of that hand. And also, if you backed up a little bit, then you can offset him on one side of the page. The guitar goes on the other side of the page, and then you have room for the article. When you look at this as 4,000 by, if it was 4,000 by 236, that would not be like, that would be a picture that was like this. Because 4,000 across and then 236, like it needs to be like 4,000 by whatever. So just leave the non-wide side blank at 100 DPI and it exports it exactly the way that you need it. So back to composition. If you imagine a magazine now, this is my monitor becomes 2 pages in a magazine. So if you think of this now as 2 pages in a magazine, and the gutter, which is going to drop right here, now we can't use this particular image in the magazine because the gutter drops right through him. So the idea is to offset. So we're putting him on this side of the frame. So the gutter drops, so the gutter drops here, and you have over here for the article. You know what I mean? And that now gives you a double page spread, which is the most amount of real estate in a magazine, rather than right now this picture would have to exist on one half of the magazine, meaning it would exist. If the magazine gutter is there, it would basically be like, here's the center of the magazine, here's your picture, and then the article would go under here. Do you know what I mean? So you now get less space in the magazine because that's the only place compositionally that we can put it across 2 pages. So let's think about every vertical picture is a cover, and every horizontal picture is a double page spread. If you think about that, even when you're shooting for web, it's just more compelling. Like if you shoot in a way that you're thinking about the whole width of the page, you're not going to drop the subject right in the center. Although I'm dropped right in the center in this shot, that's because of making short form content from my horizontal podcast. That's the reason. But when it comes to photography, we always have to be thinking about a magazine. And then also how our eye goes left to right through the photo. If you just drop something in the center, people actually look at it for less time. A little bit of Cole's notes, bee's knees for you. Alrighty, let's get into another photo from Preston. Preston, like you have it, bro. Like you're right on the cusp. Like I feel it. This is another really great idea for a photo. I need to make it a little larger. There's a couple of things that I noticed. First of all, as I've made it larger, look how much stronger it looks when I offset her onto one side of the frame rather than the other. And then the difference as to like when you drop her, I would say a little bit more in the middle. It's just, it then means that this wants to be a vertical picture that you shot that way. You know what I mean? If you have, here's a rule of thumb. If you want to shoot the picture and drop your subject in the middle, it means you're supposed to turn your camera vertical. If you want to put your subject left or right on the frame, it means your picture should be horizontal. Rule of thumb. I like this photo a lot. I'm just going to enlarge it till I'm not cropping it. I really like these highlight points here of white. These catch lights are great. The focus on her is great. The body language is actually quite good. The head angle really shows a great jawline. I feel like the placement of the light, which is giving you this additional nose shadow and losing just a little bit of this side of her face, is just a little extreme for me, my particular with this, just because she has a little bit of a nose that like hooks up like that, as I'm sure you can see. By the way, I see everything. It's a gift and a curse because this girl has a bit of a nose that like hooks up. Lighting her from the side gives even more of that accent with this shadow. What you need to do is push the shadow of her nose down this way, and the only way to do that is with butterfly lighting. So that means the light at camera position but above you. So you're not lighting from the side, you're lighting from above. Another thing that I can tell you that you're doing in this shot, you can see how your light is at the exact level of your camera, meaning your light is not above your height. Your light is right here and your lens is right here. So because of that, you're pushing her nose shadow directly horizontal across the side of her face. The catch lights are in her eyes here, where the light should be coming like more frontal. So the catch light is down here. Like if I draw, I'm going to just, I'm going to just make this a little smaller so I can draw you a diagram, Preston. If she's here and your camera is here and your light is literally right here and hitting her like that, it's going to give you that nose shadow, which is exactly where your light was. And also, if I draw the diagram this way and she's here and you're here and your light's here, it's still hitting her really flat on. So what you need to do is hit her. I'm going to draw a third diagram, and we're going to do that diagram like this. This is her. This is your camera position. Oops, your camera position here. Your light needs to be up here, aiming down, hitting her that way. That's going to push the shadow underneath her nose. Now this way, you need to butterfly light her. You're hitting her at the same angle, but your light always needs to be above, aiming down, never at the same angle. And like at the same angle, like it's just, you're just creating like it's not flattering, it's flat. You see how it's so flat on her cheek and it's not giving any modeling. I made a video called Simple One Light Setups. Then the number one thing that you're going to get out of Simple One Light Setups is placement, and you're going to learn actually how to place lights. Watch that video and it'll show you how you sky the lights and aim down. And it'll also just show you how to do Rembrandt lighting and butterfly lighting and such. So this is Preston, 2 good shots. The second one for me, and oh, by the way, if you look here, I know you didn't light this. I know this is just these existing lights, but one of these lights from high is aiming down on him in the front, and you can see the placement and how it models his chin. You know what I mean? And his cheeks. It really gives you like that hollow, like I'm actually doing it right now. Literally, I'm actually doing it right now. If you look at the light, and I'm looking here, you see how it kind of models here. If you look at the catch lights, you see how it's like above. And if you see where my light is, you see it's up there. It's up there and it's aiming down at me. So wherever I'm looking, you see it's giving like that nice modeling, and you're seeing the shadow is actually under my nose. It's not pushing the shadow that way or that way on the side of my face. All right, Preston, I hope that helps. All right, let's get into, oh, by the way, if there's 2 pictures, if I had to pick the favorite, it's the second one, by the way. This is a great shot. I forgot to give you accolades. This is your best shot out of the 2. The other shot, I feel like it's lit better, but you didn't light it. It was existing light, so that doesn't count. That doesn't count. So, because you lit this one on your own, this is the one that I can help you the most with. Make better next time. And that is that top light. I swear, the next time you light artificially, light that way. And again, watch my, I have 2 versions, a short version and a long version, but it's simple one light setups. It's so helpful. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Preston. All right, guys, you can see this is how I break down photos. This is how I help you, the emerging photographer, just see things in your own photographs that you wouldn't see. See things in your own work that you wouldn't see. And the only way that you can learn these things or learn resources that you should be looking at in order to help you get better in that one area you're struggling with is like put your stuff up for review. It's super easy. I have a great friendly community. Let's go, Wayne Bailey. Glad you're here, my guy. Appreciate you. By the way, guys, if you want to throw a high quality content, you type Command HQC. If you want to ask a question, type Command Question. If you want to see this girl do a little selfie, you want to see her do a little selfie, type Command Selfie. You can do all this stuff. You guys control my stream. All right, and we got one more from Preston. This looks very much like an editorial photo. And again, Preston, I have a feeling you're sharing with me photos that you've done along your journey as a photographer. I'm hoping you're going to start, after all of this inspiration, shooting. Let's go, P Crew. Glad you're here, my guy. Thanks for visiting. Let's go, Vicky. Thank you. I'm feeling, Preston, that you're submitting photos that might be from a little while ago as you're kind of getting into like submitting and shooting more new work. I need to see what your headspace is like now. I need to see what you're shooting like now. Welcome, Julie, P Crew, Wayne Bailey, if I haven't said hi to you already, which I know I did. So the idea here, though, my man Preston, the idea with the lamp, the light hitting him, and subsequently less light hitting him, you can see how the exposure here is like +1 and the exposure on him is like -0.5. So this exposure too hot, this exposure too low, exposure on his arm a little blown out. Trying to execute this idea, this light is a prop, meaning this light is not the light that actually lights them. And then you have other light higher, because you can see also the way that the no shadows are going. It's because your light is right here and you're not skying your light. So this is the same issue that you've had with some of your older shoots. So I want to see some photographs now that you've learned this, but how you execute this. This light is not a real light, it is a prop light, and you light this person and this person independently if you have two heads using a focused spot or a grid, and you can nail the exposure on these two kids. And then this light, you can just have this light be low light but less exposure so it doesn't burn out his arm and be the main source for the whole photo. Like, it's basically like you have to cheat it. And then the light that you have coming into the background, which seems like either you lit it or it exists, I would say stay with that, but try to get a little bit more top to get a little bit more separation, and also a little bit of a reflector inside here to get more detail on the clothes. Start doing that, and then this will look like a commercial photo in no time. Great job. Great job, Preston. All right, let's look at some more photos. Sam McCrae, overcast portrait of his nephew. Sam, I hope you're here. I don't know if you're in chat, but Sam McCrae is a photographer from the British Columbia area of Canada. He is a landscape photographer, also shoots great portraits editorially. This is a fantastic photo. I wish you were here, Sam. I hope you're here to watch the replay. This is a fantastic photo. Like, holy shit. Let's go. This is a great shot. Tell me this isn't a great shot. You guys like this photograph? Yes or yes? You like it? Yes? Yes? Yes, yes, yes? So sick. Very, very happy with this photograph, my guy. And as you should be. Sam, this is dope. Dope. Love it. I love his like angle, the way his feet are, like this unsure look in his face, the water bottle, the monochromatic outfit, and how the monochrome matches the background, the path, this tree, how this background just hugs him. And of course, lastly, but definitely not leastly, the light on his face. This shadow, or we'll call shade light, you can see the highlight side versus the shadow side, and that nuance from one side to the other. It's just his messed up hair. Like, this is everything. This is such an amazing portrait. Look at it as a cover. Like, by the way, let me fix our masthead. Look at this as the cover of Behind the Picture magazine. Yes or yes? Like, this is it. And Sam, very, very happy with you. This is a fantastic photo. Let's go, Sam McCrae. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Well done. You guys agree? You agree? Or is it just me? Yes? No? 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 Yes? Guys, if I can't have fun, like, come on. I'm having fun again. All right. My brother is submitting some more photos. My brother. All right, big guy. Les, this photo, I love the darkness. I'm not sure what you shot this on. It's hard to say. I feel like it's your Samsung because of the noise. You can see them we're dealing with some noise in the file. Um for sure. The focus here, I don't mind. I don't mind these three berries. It's super dope. I just feel like there's like an effect or a filter on this that I'm not used to seeing. So kind of on the fence. Although compositionally, I really do like the leading line that is kind of bringing you up and through this photo. I just have a issue with technically if you're putting like phone filters on top of this versus doing stuff in Lightroom because I feel like it's damaging the file. I'm seeing a lot of noise and and it's just a little bit distracting. Johnny, you're a little bit distracting right now, my guy. I know you're laughing, my guy. I miss you. All right. Let's get into another. This is very similar than the last one, although a little bit technically better. I think the night flash is what's happening here, using the flash at night. The placement, the on-camera flash, like once you get into artificial lighting, it becomes like tricky and not. I mean, these two are pretty artistic. This one's better than the first, but still, I feel like I don't know. It's like I want you to try if you want to do stuff with artificial light. The idea is to get the flash off the camera. Get the flash off the camera so you can light with the flash over here and your camera's here so you can actually shape because this just ends up looking like on camera flash. And I feel like you can learn a little bit more if you just have a single light and then just play around with that. I'm not sure what this is, although it looks like an interesting face in this tree. Just technically less, I think that this is like, again, another one of those, like it's out of focus. It's a little soft. It's an interesting tree, but it's not like the cannabis photo that you sent. You know what I mean? Like this photo that you submitted earlier, which I was flipping over, if you just look at the level of difference in quality of this compared to this photo, like to me it's like there's no comparison. So I know you can shoot because you gave me this today, so that is for me your best in show. All right, let's get into another. Who do we got here? Yulia. Yulia. Oh my goodness, Yulia. This says photos from this Sunday's photo walk. Portraits of three strangers shot with the 6D and a 50. Julie, this first one's great. This is what I appreciate is, first of all, this is a stranger. Second, shooting strangers is hard. And shooting strangers for you, I know, is equally hard. Like, I know that. I get that. I get that. I get that. I get that. Don't get me wrong. I get it. The light is, oh my God, what's happening to my face? The light's great. The light on her face, although this is pushing down a little hard, you know, it's not the ideal time. Still, her teeth are nice and bright. The exposure is nailed perfectly, and the framing is very much Julie cropping, which I really like. What's distracting for me is she's in between this window here and the brick here. If you look at her skin tone, I think against this brick would have been better. So, excuse me, what I would have asked her to do is push her over this way so the brick only is the background, or push her that way so the gray only is the background. The next thing I would ask her to do is take the sunnies off. Although they're cool, get a couple of shots with the sunnies, but then take some shots with her sunnies off. I think like that's the only two things that I would do with this photo. If you look at this as a cover though, Juju, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. So it's like you nail the composition. You always shoot a cover. You always shoot a cover. Like you're very disciplined with your cover composition. Just make sure you're equally disciplined with your background distractions. Hope that helps. Hope that helps, Julie. All right, that's her first photo from her street. And by the way, Julie came to my photo walk. These are the photographs that she made during my photo walk. I challenged everybody who came to photograph 3 strangers in 15 minutes. These are the strangers that Julie shot. This is kind of profound, Julie, no lie. Like this picture, and I love making you guys wait for it. This picture's kind of profound, no lie. Like, look at the light. The light on her skin is great. You have great exposure. The focus is really strong. But look at what's happening in this reflection. Like these two people in this reflection and this like heartfelt moment that's happening in the background, 100% agree that this is high quality content. I 100% agree with you, Vicky. 100%. Like this, Julie, this is a profound photo. And like what's happening in the background underneath the masthead, what's happening up here is insanity. I don't know what that is, but that and this is all quite great. I mean, her neckline is flipped, something that you don't really get a chance to fix when you're in there shooting quick. But the accents, her earrings, great light on her face, really great smile. I'm proud of you, Julie. This is a great one. Really great. Really great. Now, this next photo, I've seen a preview, and I was there when she shot this. And, like, Julie, this is just one of those photos. I'm looking at the wrong camera, but I've been doing that on purpose all day. If I look at this camera when I should be looking at this camera, it's like an attention grabber. And then if I switch to that camera while I look at this camera, maybe it's an attention grabber. Who knows? Julie. Fuck! Julie, what the fuck? This is crazy. Like, Julie. This is nuts. Like, don't you think for a second that you can't do street photography. This is bananas. 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 Like, literally, this is crazy. Look at this photo. Look at the texture. Like, look at this. Like, oh my God, Julie. And like, normally I'm very, like, I want non-distracting backgrounds, right? But when we're doing location photography, it helps if the location actually enhances what we're seeing, enhances and adds to the photograph. Just take this in. Now, what I want you to look at is the leading line here and here, bringing you into the photo. The leading line here, this, how his legs bring you in. The fact that he's reading a book, the way that his bag is placed, the carpet rolls behind, the monstera in the window, and this block of space here. Like, there's so many elements here that just bring my eye. I mean, personally, this white line, it would be great if that white line wasn't there. But it's just a piece of the window. It's fine. This, the water, pee stains, these smudges, like all of this, and his body language. And just the head angle. Everything about this, Julie, is just on the absolute button. You murdered this photo. This is so good. So good. Should be very proud, Julie. Oh, and by the way, If it wasn't clear for you, Julie, this is your best photo. Like from the street photography that you did, this is your best photo, and you didn't ask for it, you just took it. So I'm proud of you. Good shit. All right. All right. So Alice with some experimental. I love it. And Turtle, also known as Josh McCoy. I haven't forgot about you. We are just going to end off with you. Don't let me forget. Alice, I love the incentive here. I love the idea, and I've been begging you to experiment more in your yard. This is fantastic. Really fantastic. I really like the idea. I really like the idea. When you're doing light painting, when you're doing ideas like this, it becomes a little difficult to not like have your stuff burn out, which is what is happening a little bit, where you're going over and over and over and over in the same spot. So my next suggestion is like less bright, which is like lower the brightness for the next time that you try this, because you're going over and over and over and over again. It's like you don't need it to be white. You're getting white light instead of this purple that you like. Do some experimenting, and also see how many times you have to go around in order to get that circle that you seek. It might only be once or twice with that, not multiple times. So just things to try. As you experiment with light painting, you're going to just get better and better. My next little thing is like, are you able to offset this and push it so the circle is here? I mean, not so close to the edge, but so the circle is here, and where the tree is the gutter. Because you can see now that this is dropped very central into the center of the picture. I really love how this light is pushing in exposure on the grass, very much like Terminator 2. Like you can see where the source of light is, and it looks like really quite great. Yeah, Malcolm says he'd also start the swing with the light in line with behind the tree, so there's no extra quarter turn, which I think he's talking about here. And some of these lines here. Yeah, these are all, I hope you're finding helpful tips, Vicky. These are all things that we're all trying to help you make this photograph even better the next time you decide to shoot it. All right. Let's see what other Vicky has. This is pretty. This is pretty, Vicky. I like this. You know I'm going to complain about the edge of the flowers down here, girl. You know that's what I'm going to complain about. Look at the color. Like, you know how much I love pink. I hung my whole marketing on magenta. It's actually magenta, not pink. It's the same thing. But I really want to see the edge of these flowers here. I want to see the same distance that I have here on this side. That's the only thing that I'm hoping for, Vicky, is I need you to just back up a little bit, rotate yourself a little bit that way, just so you can have the same spacing here as you do over here. It's a small thing, but when you think about this as a cover, you can see that small little thing that I pointed out. If you made that one addition, it's a huge change. So small things that I'm trying to help you do to make your photos go to the next level. The next thing in your processing, Vicky, I'm noticing that there's some banding that's happening. And I know that that's because you're shifting some colors. Do you see the banding that's happening on the edge here? Anywhere where there's contrast, and especially here, there's banding, which usually happens when you adjust the hue. I see it in here and along here. I would have never seen this if I didn't enlarge this photo, Vicky, so that's something that I also want you to know. If I had left it here, it's not quite as noticeable, but you do see it a little bit here. So I want you to make sure you're not getting any ghosting in the processing. There's a little bit you see slightly here, but other than those small things, like it's such a great shot. Just check to see if you have other photos where you're a little bit further back where we don't cut the flowers off that way, or reprocess this and just try to see, just be wary of this banding before you go. Cool? Before you let this photo go. Very pretty. Very pretty. I love the offset. This is still we're looking at photos from Vicky Sonic. This is great. I feel like you could have gone even farther with the offset this way with this flower to it was maybe here. I feel like you could have done that would have then gave us more of this flower on this side and less close here to the edge. Vicky, you see what I mean? Small things, but I feel like this big block of black space, I like the negative space, but I feel like you could have pulled the edge of this flower to about there and still have this feeling of the black space, because then more of it would have appeared over here. Know what I mean? So again, strong photo. I like the fact that this is offset, but if you look at where it's offset, this is the gutter, meaning the center between the two magazines. It's still clipping in the gutter. So another reason why this photo needs to go that way, just a touch more. I hope that helps, Vicky. Again, it's a fantastic photo. These small things are things that you can do in order to take it to the next level. Oh, and the winner chicken dinner. Winner chicken dinner. But I can see without enlarging the banding. Do you see it, Vicky? Do you see it, chat? I can see the banding without even enlarging. I can see the banding here, and I can see it here. So, and I see it over on the edge here. So now, as I enlarge this photo and look in here, you can see whatever you're doing in post is bringing up some weird data here. And it's also bringing up some weird data here and some data in here. Like it's actually looks like you're somehow degrading your files with what you're doing in post. So Vicky is part of my mentorship program. Vicky gets these extensive reviews and extensive deep dives. You see, everything is perfect about this photo. It's a cover. It's compositionally interesting. It's depth. It has texture. It's interesting. I just need you to fix the processing. You know, I just need you to fix the processing. It's a small thing, Vicky, but like you're on fire right now. And I'm really loving your creativity. I'm really loving your motivation. And anything that you get stuck on, like I'm here. You just talk to me. You know what I mean? You're doing fantastic. You are doing fantastic. All right. And to end off the hour, we have one of my viewers who is a drone pilot. He is a aerial photographer. And he has made a short for us to take in. It is 4 minutes. We are going to wrap up the episode with this. I, of course, am going to watch it and critique where I can. Turtle is also an FPV drone pilot. This is going to be intense. It's got copyright-free music. Let's get into it. This is really great, Josh. It looks very, very difficult. I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you do this. I honestly don't know how you do this. Yeah, I think Turtle, I think what Ray was saying is he's getting dizzy. I'm also getting a little dizzy, so I'm going to stop it, which means if a couple of us are getting dizzy after 2 minutes, like what that means is there's like a sweet spot for how long that video should be. You know, it's a great proof of concept. I just think that it means that the video should be a little shorter just because I get motion sickness from playing first person games, just from like running around, like makes me nauseous. I know that that for many is going to be hard to watch. So what it tells you is you need to cut in the POV, just this continual circle with on the ground static shots where you're talking to somebody, you're talking to the racers, like you're showing B-roll of them working on their cars and stuff like that, and you cut back to that POV shot. Do you know what I mean? Like I think there's something there if you go back and forth, but I feel like the overall just going continually, I feel like over time it gets a bit monotonous if you're just constantly just this shot over and over and over again. You need B-roll. You need to cut away. And also, personally, even if the music is copyright free and available to hear, I think that it could sound better if it had a different soundtrack. Like, imagine just me playing something that from my playlist, and then watch this now with a different playlist, different music. Like, just this with different music. You see how it feels totally different? Like it's like, for me, that like that kind of like metal-ish background is like, it makes me want to turn off. Like it's something that it's not like a style of music that I like. But you see how this now, seeing this just with like a little bit more of like an easier vibe, makes it a little bit more story driven. If there was a voiceover talking on this, I feel like yeah, I mean, Ray says most of the people who are into this are metalheads, and I definitely get that too. I definitely get that too. But again, even more reason to flip and play a kind of music that's not what they would typically hear. You know, it's just an idea, you know? That particular piece of music makes it feel slower than it is. I got it. I got it. Listen, Malcolm, come for the photography, get advice, get the like music, heavy metal critiques. Hilarious. Yeah, I think that it needs cuts of B-roll. It's gonna make a huge difference. And if you're just doing that one shot, we don't need more than 2 laps, because it's like, it's hard to watch because it's such a small track. And because it's such a small track, you're just doing this. If there was other loops, it would make it easier. Another thing to do is don't just circle, go up high and just hold a shot and let that exist in there, and then go chase a car, do a couple of laps, go into a corner of the track, aim at the track, let the racing happen, get back into following a car. I think the just constant, it's kind of, it makes it like hard to watch. 2 cents in a bag of chips. Advice if you want to take it. I hope you find it helpful. I hope everybody who submitted photos today found these reviews helpful. I'm going to go back to doing something that I have not done for a while, which is award photo of the week. I have not awarded photo of the week in a minute, but I have, I would say a good 1, 2, 3 contenders for photo of the week. I know you guys are cheaters, so I'm going to change my camera. So let's get back to photos of the week, baby. Photos of the week. Photo of the week number 1 goes to a photographer from rural Pennsylvania. Her name is Vicky Sonic. Let's go, Vicky. Our first photo of the week. Vicky, small fixes that you have to make in order to make this a perfect capture. First photo of the week going to our girl, Vicky. Thank you for submitting. It's a dope photo. It's a dope photo. Our second photo of the week. And all of these photos are in no particular order. These are the favorite photos of yours that were submitted today. The second photo of the week goes to a photographer all the way from the Ukraine that lives currently right here in Toronto. Her name is Julie Lagovska for this photo right here. Photo of the week. Julie, what the fuck? What a great, great, great shot. I am so bloody happy with this photo. My God, Julie, photo of the week. Holy shit. And we got one more. Nope, sorry, 2 more. 2 more photos. 2 more photos. Photo of the week. A photographer from here, from Toronto, from my city. She has been a part of my I'm not going to say mentorship program, but I have taken her on as a student, and I've had her as a student. She was with me for many hours. She needed hours with a photographer in order to finish high school. Photographer I'm speaking about is Angelica, and the photo of the week is this one right here, Angelica. Let's go. Photo of the week for Angelica with this absolute banger. Like, holy shit. Angelica, amazing. Such a great photo. You 100% deserve the accolades. This is a banger. All right. And our last and final photo of the week comes from a photographer. His name seems like it's the most easy name in the world to remember. I hope you guys don't forget this guy. He's a talent. He shoots portraits editorially. He's a location portrait photographer. He shoots amazing landscapes. He blew me away with this portrait today. The man I am talking about is Sam McCrae. Let's go, baby. Sam McCrae. Let's go. photo of the week. Sam, like, just crazy. The photography that I chose today, the fact that I brought back photo of the week, that is something that I hope is going to inspire you guys to submit photos. Know that I've been shooting for 3 decades professionally. I've been shooting since I was 14. So literally in a couple of years, it's going to be 40 years that I've been making photos. I get better every time I look through the camera. I still get better. And I still have my creative consultants ripping me new assholes every time I put something on Instagram that they think is beneath me. So know that this thing that we're doing here, you guys submit photos, I critique them. It's a positive thing. It's informative. It's enlightening. It's empowering. I'm able to see things in your work that you can't see in your own, and take the advice, apply it to your next shoot, and you're correcting mistakes that it could taken you a year, 2 years to learn that you were even making that mistake, to start on the journey of correcting them. So my channel is to help photographers get better faster. That's the only thing I'm trying to do. Guys, if you like this content, hit the like button. Give me some reactions, give me some hearts. All of those things help. Leave a comment if I reviewed your photo and that photo reviewed helped you. Leave a comment if you're afraid to submit photos because the level of photography is so good. Join the Discord. You just join the Discord. The Discord link is in the video description that you're watching. You can subscribe. Subscribing is easy. Let's go. Subscribing is easy. You guys, all you need to do is just hit that red little thing down here and subscribe. You get notified whenever I go live. And I go live at least 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. But also, I've been doing surprise streams here and there. It is my birthday on Monday. July the 17th. It is my birthday. And you know, it was my goal to monetize this channel before my birthday. We're like 400 hours away. So if you want to help, if you want to do something for me for my birthday, all I'll ask you to do is put on one of my playlists. Play Ask a Photo Pro playlist. Play Behind the Picture. Put on the playlist because it'll play my videos one after the other. And that's how you can help me. That's how you can support the stream. If you want to help me get to that barrier, we need to get it. We need to get to that spot where I hit those, because once I do it once, I never have to do it again. Thank you, Malcolm. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you. Yes, after I monetize, I never have to do it again. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who's been watching my videos and playing my playlists. And you know who you are. If you're playing my playlists in the background, you're doing it every day, it's working. So if I have some more people playing Carty playlists in the background, we might get there by Monday. Like, I would literally have a heart attack and then not be able to be here Tuesday because you guys rallied and got me 400 watch hours in a week. But anything's possible. Let's go, baby. And yes, I will be doing some sort of a surprise birthday thing here. Sunday's Behind the Picture obviously is going to be a birthday edition, so we'll try to do something special on Sunday. And yeah, I'm going to see my kids tomorrow, ride some bikes on the weekend, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Remember, you get better every time you look through that goddamn camera, so keep doing it. Thank you guys all for watching live. Appreciate you all. Photo walk. Oh, Wayne Bailey's asking for a birthday photo walk. Yo, if I do another photo walk and only 4 people come, no more photo walks. I will set up another photo walk if there is an interest, if I know you guys are going to be there, because I had a great time with those who came. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you on Sunday, if not sooner. I appreciate you all. Play a playlist. Play a playlist. It helps more than you possibly know. Let's go, babies. Appreciate you all.